Here's now to the 2024 election. Joining me is Joe Concha, Fox News contributor, and Liz Peek, syndicated columnist and Fox News contributor. So we had this primary last night or yesterday, and among other details that came out, 100,000 Dems voted uncommitted. That is essentially a vote against Joe Biden, even though he's the sitting president. Nikki Haley losing big against Trump. But there's a figure that you gave me as you walked in here of the number of young people that are for Biden right now that astounded me. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, it's not just Arab Americans who voted uncommitted in Michigan. It was also young people. If you look at the numbers in Ann Arbor, for example, college town, they were overwhelmingly uncommitted. But what I mentioned coming in was a Harvard-Harris poll that just came out showing that 2/3 of Gen Z, which is 18 to 24-year-olds, approve of Donald Trump's presidency. Now, a lot of them weren't voting age. They weren't even really, they're practically children when he was president. But nonetheless, it's a very strong indication that that animus that was supposed to be held by young people versus Donald Trump, I think it's bogus. I think it's changed, and we saw that in Michigan. I think we're going to see a lot of it, David.
Then we have the blue-collar votes leaving Joe Biden particularly, but the Democratic Party in general. We had Sean Fain on a couple of weeks ago. He's the UAW president. Of course, UAW, its home is in Detroit. Here's what he said. He favors Biden, but not all of his members do. Roll tape.
Look, let me be clear about this. A great majority of our members will not vote for President Biden. Yes, some will. But that's the reality of this.
The majority. He was willing to say that.
If the election were held today, David, Liz, Donald Trump is your 47th president. For this reason. For starters, he's leading in every swing state. This is a poll that came up from the Hill, some by relatively large margins. He's up 9 in Georgia, 9 in North Carolina, 6 Arizona, 10 Nevada. He lost that state twice, Trump did, 5 in Michigan. If Michigan goes to Donald Trump, he will win, and two groups are going to put him over the line. Blue dog, blue-collar workers there, especially in the auto industry, because they saw what Biden did as far as mandates around electric cars and knows how much that hurt them. Right. And then black and Hispanics as well. Liz had a big number. I got an even more crazy number, all right? This comes this week, and it shows from Howard University, mind you. They conducted a poll. They found in 2020 that 94% of blacks supported Joe Biden. That number is now down to 49%.
Whoa.
45-point drop. If this holds, you're looking at an electoral landslide for Donald Trump.
All right. And again, Liz, it's this realignment. Larry's always talking about this realignment. The blue collar has gone from the Democrat feeling as though it's in their back pocket to Republican in many cases because they represent, the Democrats now represent the woke elite. What do auto workers have to do with college, the government bailing out college loans?
I was going to say that to me, if Joe Biden really wants to attract blue-collar workers, this student loan giveaway, the expungement of student loans, terrible idea because 39% of the country are college graduates. They don't really think that they should be paying off anybody's student loans, David. But if you look at polling like The Economist does, every income bracket you go up favors Biden more, and as you go down, it favors Donald Trump. I don't even think it's a realignment. I think we've been here for the last 10 years. I think it is wealthy elites, and you can see it in the percentage of college graduates voting for Joe Biden, higher income people, the donors who are lining up behind Joe Biden. He is the candidate of the elites, and Trump is definitely the blue collar.
Very quickly, I think we can run this. This is a delicious little bit of tape we have here from the Fani Willis. It's not a trial, but the move to disqualify Fani Willis from the trial against Donald Trump. Roll tape.
Do you think it started before she hired him? You see that?
All right, you could barely hear it, but he said dang.
Dang.
Which means, essentially he was set up. He said something that wasn't true. He finally reads a text that suggests that it's not true, and he has to, it was like, you got me. That was that kind of a moment. So that also adds to the pile-on about the Democratic message.
It's all in writing. It's all in these texts.
Right.
Nathan Wade had no business even being hired for this case. Obviously, he was because he was Fannie Willis's boyfriend. Exactly. He's the Better Call Saul of Fulton County, and now they're both going to be disqualified. This case is over.
I hope.
Liz and Joe, great to see you both.